It is the 28th of January. I am finally back. Sorry I've not been uploading anything. I've honestly been horrible if this doesn't say everything. Mum's in the hospital and things. I'm going through a lot. But so we are on to another episode of Trigger Warning. So as usual, you should know the drill by now. If you have triggers specified towards abuse and things, don't watch my videos, because that's all I'll talk about. And if you're new, then hi, I'm Harley. I make videos about abuse that I've endured throughout my life. At the moment, I'm focusing on the past 10 years, and I currently have over 70 odd people on a list to still talk about, hence what we're doing today. The one today, funny enough, is about someone in my family. Well, kind of, they're indirectly related. But yeah, so I'll get to it. So when I was around 12, if you watch my previous videos, you know that I went through a lot when I was 12. And one of the things that I went through, and what I will say really quickly is a lot of the things I've been through have all been around the same time. I went through a lot of different abuse with different people around the same time for years. And there's still some of those that try to message me to this day because they think that that scared little girl's going to go running back. But anyway, so the person I'm talking about today, I met them when I was around 12. And they were part of this kind of group of people that really didn't like me because I was speaking up about what my ex had put me through. And they were all roughly around like the ages of 16 to 18, some possibly older, pardon me. And one of them ended up chasing me from the taxi rank in Kilmarnock through the town and up to my friend's house. Him and one of his friends tried to kick the door in. He then messaged me later that night, telling me that I was to keep my mouth shut and not to talk about it and stuff. And I told him, no, I'm going to speak about whatever it is I want. And it wasn't until shortly after that I met this person that I found out that I had a biological father, and the person I grew up with knowing as my dad is actually my stepdad. I still call him dad though. But this person is related to me through my biological father's daughters to another mother, so my half sibling. And he knew who I was. He knew that obviously I was his, well, indirectly part of his family, and he still messaged me saying the things that he said, but I just realised I skipped ahead again. Again, if you watch my videos, you'll know I remember things that happen, it's just hard to remember them in order. But yeah, so after he messaged me telling me to keep my mouth shut, and I told him no and I blocked him and stuff, me and my friend bumped into this person on Dean Street in Kilmarnock, and he chased us from Dean Street with his friends and his girlfriend and stuff at the time. He chased us from Dean Street right round to Onthank. And I was sprinting, and I was crossing the road nearly at my house, and I fell and I skipped my knee and stuff, and I was struggling to stand back up because I really hurt my ankle and my legs. So he was quite a fast runner, and he managed to catch up to me, and he grabbed me by the arm and he yanked me up, and he told me that he was to message me later and I was to reply to him whether I liked it or not, and we'll sort out the bullying. So I was like, right, so that means I'll stop being bullied, I'll get a break. So I got home and I messaged, so he messaged me, I messaged him back, saying, right, so what you gotta do to stop me from being bullied? Because I was struggling at that point, I was self-harming, and I had attempted to overdose on methylphenidate, which obviously, 12 years old, you're not really thinking about what's gonna work, you just want to do whatever you can do. And at that time, that's the only medication I get my hands on. So I tried, it took me till, I think it was the next day before school, it was around 5-6 o'clock in the morning, he finally got back to me properly, and he told me I was to go meet him at Onthank Primary School. So I was like, alright, okay, so I went and met him, and I thought, you know, he wanted like a grown-up conversation, because you know what 12-year-olds are like, they think they're adults and whatever else. So I went to go meet him, and he told me that I wasn't to walk directly up to him, I was to walk behind him and follow him. So he walked round to the woods behind On Thank Primary, and he said to me that if I wanted the bullying to stop, that's to sleep with him on a regular basis if and when he wanted. And I told him that I wasn't interested in that, because at this point I was still going through the rape and physical abuse and things with my ex. So I decided to try and walk away, and I remember I was wearing black jeans with a green studded belt and my black AC/DC t-shirt. He grabbed the back of my t-shirt when I tried to walk away, and he yanked it. So obviously I came backwards into him, he grabbed me, he started kissing me, and I told him that I was not interested, I didn't want to do this, I wanted to go home. Because obviously you can imagine, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you've already snuck out your parents' house, you're with this random older guy, and you're terrified. Especially in dark woods, it is terrifying. And eventually I just kept my mouth shut and let him do what he wanted, because I was so scared, and my belt got ripped off me. My jeans and my underwear got flung off, and you can imagine where that went. When he finished, he just walked away and went home. Told me I wasn't to message him unless I was wanting sex, which obviously I didn't. And obviously I got home, and my parents had noticed that I left, so I got a bollocking off them, which obviously, you know, your daughter's just snuck out the house. And that was a regular thing. He messaged me saying, you know, like, sometimes it'd be before school, sometimes he'd ask me to dog school, sometimes he would ask me to meet him late at night, sneak out, and all sorts of things he'd ask me to do, to go give him what he wanted. He'd ask me for pictures, for videos. There was a time where he video called me in front of mom and he had his penis out. And it became so normalised in my head that it was very psychologically fucking in my head, and there was times where all I wanted was male validation, and I didn't care what I had to do to get it. All I wanted was for someone to even pretend they loved me. So obviously when you're sleeping with someone, you know, you're getting kisses and they're, you know, being physically intimate and stuff. And I was just so desperate for it that I used to end up messaging him. Well, I must have started messaging him for sexual intercourse around 3-4 months after that initial thing happened, and it was in places like the Howard Park, Dean Park, behind On Thank Primary, like I said. There was a friend's house of his. There was way too many places, I can't remember half of them. And then I made the mistake of, when I was 17, my cousin had dated him and broke up with him, and I told her what he'd done to me, because she always called me a liar. And she called bullshit. So I was like, right, so what is it you believe in? And she says, I don't even think you've slept with him, because he denies even liking you. So I was like, right, okay. So me not thinking and clearly lacking, I don't even want to say lacking, because I shouldn't really be giving myself that negative self-talk. And if someone's messed with your head, they've messed with your head. But I felt this kind of urge to prove that I wasn't lying, because I've been called a liar about all the abuse I've went through. So I messaged him and I went and met him at Belfield Estate, and I slept with him again. I've not messaged him since, and I've not went back near him since either. And I suppose I've skipped ahead a lot as well. On times that I didn't want to go meet him, or I couldn't go meet him, he would message me things like, slit your wrists, you're a slut, nobody gives a fuck if you were to kill yourself, saying that I was to kill myself. There was a lot of different things that he used to say to me that broke me a lot, especially as being a child. That carried on till I was 15 and I moved. Yeah, 15. and he left me alone because where I lived wasn't convenient for him. But he still messaged me for things on Snapchat till I was around 16 and a half. And then 17, 2 months after my 17th birthday, I moved to Belfield. And he messaged me again because somehow someone, obviously Dad told that I moved, went back to him and told him. And he messaged me again, and obviously I told him to fuck off and stuff because at 17 I thought, you know what, I'm an adult, I can defend myself now. And then it's just after that, the whole thing, that my cousin had told me the two broke up and I went and slept with him again like an idiot. Not like an idiot, I was psychologically fucked and I wanted to be proven right because all the times I've been called a liar. I'm in a very negative headspace at the moment, so my self-talk is not the best at the moment. I'm trying my best to be as positive and understanding of my own actions and things instead of blaming myself for everything. Because I'm not going to sit here and act innocent and say, oh, I've never put myself in positions that aren't safe, or I've never went crawling back to an abuser and things like that, because I have. But at the end of the day, it's completely psychological. You find peace in someone's chaos because it becomes all you know, and especially when they add in the small good bits like giving you a cuddle every now and again or saying something nice to you every now and again, it messes with your head because you think to yourself, this person is showing me love and affection when they want to, but all I need to put up with is a little bit of abuse now and again, or however often. So I end up just dealing with it. I also remember him messaging me on Instagram, I believe it was, saying that he wanted to put a baby in me when I was only 12. There was just so much with him, and he claims to this day still that he's never touched me, he's never been near me, and whatever else. And everyone believes him because he's one of the most popular people, well, used to be one of the most popular people in Kilmarnock, and you know, is part of like the 1-2 Neg crew, part of the young team and whatever the fuck else, so everyone believed him over me. Of course they did. I mean, I was like the goth that everyone hated, so who the fuck's gonna believe me? Hence why I suppose that all these people chose me to be the victim, because who would believe me? Especially being abused that much at that age. It all sounds made up. So, hence why I've chosen now to actually talk about things, because at the end of the day I'd hope that if there is any other people out there that's been through something similar or the same as me, that they feel like they can actually talk about it and know that it's okay. Well, not really, it's not okay to be abused, but it's okay to have been through everything you've been through and not be treated like a liar, to be listened, to be heard, to be understood, to be cared for, to be loved, much rather than, you know, trying to talk to your best friend and they straight up call you a liar. And it obviously doesn't help the fact that he is related to my half-sister. So, obviously when that all came about, when I thought I could trust someone and I told them, there was a rumour going around that I was spreading rumours about sleeping with my family and whatever else, which was not the case. So we're not blood related or anything like that. There's no marriage relation, it's purely just my dad, well, my biological father, had a baby with this lassie's mum. They're not together, they weren't together for a long time, they didn't get married at any point, nothing like that. They dated, had a baby, broke up, or whatever it was. And it wasn't as if I had any sort of sexual attraction to him, it wasn't like I had a romantic attraction to him. It was purely just, he abused me for so long that in my head, it was, well, at least if it's you that's raping me and whatever else, at least it's not some random out in the street to kill me at the same time. At least I know that you're keeping me around so that you can mess with me. I've always tried to rationalise the abuse that I've had in my life so that I don't feel so, I don't really know how to explain it, but weak and scared and unknowing, because a lot of my partners have been abusive and I don't actively seek out abusive partners, I do the opposite. But the issue is, people who are abusive have an eye for people who have been victims or survivors at some point in their life, and they put on this mask where they seem like the best person ever, and whether they have previously been an abuser or whether they're an abuser in the making, like they've not done it yet, but you could be the first. They always know how to mask it until they're comfortable enough in the fact that you're not going to leave them, and then that's when they show you what they are. And it's shit because a lot of people always say to me, oh, you've dated so many people, and you've been with so many different people, and you trust too easily and things like that, but they don't see what I've seen from the person. They don't see the overly nice, the overly kind, the overly caring, and whatever else. They didn't see any of that. They didn't see the false promises and the tears that were apparently real according to them and stuff. Like, they didn't see any of it. They think that I was just love blind and I didn't see it because I didn't want to and stuff like that. When in reality, no, they didn't show me any signs. I know the signs of an abuser. I keep my eye out for them. But as I've said, it is so easy to throw on a mask and pretend that you're not like that. It's easy. It's not difficult to manipulate and gaslight. But yeah, so that's today's video on that subject. I might do one more tonight, not in this same video. I'll probably go do another video. I might do one tonight or I'll do another one tomorrow. I'm gonna see how I feel after I upload this one, because obviously it's not, people think when I do these videos that I'm talking so casually, and because I'm capable of talking about it and not shedding tears and things, that it's easy for me to do when it's not. It's so hard because I just expect a message whenever I talk about a situation from people saying, oh, why are you talking about me? You're lying about me. That's my mate you're talking about, why you're lying and stuff like that. It's messages that I'm having to prepare myself for. The other night there, I actually had someone come to my door threatening me because I posted the video to do with what my ex done to me. And I had to obviously deal with that. So I'm not making these videos for the fun of it, and I most certainly wouldn't be sitting here making up lies with knowing that the possibility of me getting threats and whatever else is there. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna upload this and I'm gonna see how I feel afterwards and see if I'm up for doing another one or not, because I do feel bad that I've not uploaded in a while. So I'll get that done either tonight or tomorrow. So I love you guys, please stay safe, and if you have any questions or if you need to talk or anything at all, the comment section is open, my messages are open. I have Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it now. I've got everything except Snapchat. I literally have every and any social media, and on the majority of them, I've even got Discord. I've got all sorts of social media, and it's always, you know, like Harley Thana, Harley Playtime, things like that. So you'll find me somewhere on something. If you need a talk, just give me a message. And every and any conversation that is had is fully confidential, and I'm just making sure that's clarified in this video instead of my other ones, is because since my last video I've had a lot of people, men and women, well, sorry, men, women and other genders. I'm saying other genders because obviously I don't want to assume what people are identifying as. But yeah, so there'll be a lot of people coming to me and talking about their experiences that they have not talked about before because they've felt that they'd be judged for it or called a liar, things like that. And there was one girl that we had to contact the police together because I was genuinely worried about her, and I said to her, look, I know it's hard and I don't want to force you into doing something you don't want to do, but we need to get through this. We need to make this phone call and we need to go and deal with this. And I promised her that obviously if anything happens, obviously the last thing I need is more shit on my plate. I don't need drama and stuff, but I'll take on any drama on the planet if it means that I can protect one person from going through the shit that I've been through, or going through it and not getting the justice they deserve from it, or just anything along those lines. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that that was all clarified on here, that I'm here if you need me. And even if it's not me, just let me know if you need a helpline number or if you want contacts to people you can talk to and it's confidential and stuff. It's just, there are options and there are people that care and love for you, okay?